Okay, folks, I'm back here for the last video. Try to see if that'll focus just right. In our second video, we're going to talk about the average temperature in Minnesota is 83 degrees in July with a standard deviation of 9 degrees. Make a 98, 97, 99.7 statement for this data. So what that means is 68% of the high temperatures in July are between, so 83 degrees, we add 9 and we subtract 9. So between 74 and then we add 9, we get 92 degrees. So 2/3 of the days, actually a little bit more, have high temperatures between 74 and 92. 90, it says 97, it should be 95, sorry, I made that mistake. 95% of the high temperatures in July are between, and now I subtract 7 to get to 67 and add 7, 99 degrees. Now 95, that's 19 out of 20. So if you think in a given month, 19 out of the 20 days are going to be between those temperatures. I found data to suggest that the average high temperature in July is 83. I didn't find any data on the standard deviation, so I made a general guess. 9 might be too much, who knows? And then finally, 99.7% of the high temperatures in July are between, then we subtract 9, so we would get 50. Whoop. Wow, I really did that poorly. I'm sorry, you guys. If I would have subtracted 9 from 74, I would have gotten 65. Sorry about that. So if I subtract 9 from that, I get 56. And if you add 9 to that, we would get 107 degrees. And so there you have it. Now, it's possible that this data has a little bit of a skew to it and that maybe the numbers don't look quite right to you. But if you think about a high temperature of 107 in July, doesn't happen very often that it gets higher than that. And I can't think of a lot of days where the high temperature is lower than 56. It gives us kind of a good marking there. What percent of days in July have a high temperature greater than 92% or 92 degrees? So what I do here is I go ahead and I make my chart. And we said that what was the average? It was 83. And then if I go one away, we got to 92 and then to 99. And then this side, if I subtracted 9, I got to 74. And then I got to 65. And if we look at our table up here, we can see again, we got 34.1, 34.1, got 13.6, 13.6, and then after that, we've got 2.15 and 2.15. So it says, what percent of days in July have a high temperature greater than 92 degrees? So we're going to go from here, greater than would be to this side of it. So we're going to add up the 13.6 and the 2.15, which would give us 15.75%. So 15.75% of days have a high temperature greater than 92 degrees. Now, what percent of days in July have a high temperature less than 65? So we would select this 65 and we're going to move to less than 65, and that would be 2.15%. Didn't need to add anything up. We can see it right there. And so there you have it. So learning to work with the bell-shaped curve and be able to understand what standard deviation means as we move right and left, that's going to lead into our lesson next week. But so those two examples we did, I want you to do those as well. And then you see the on your own one. You're going to do that one, which follows very similar to what we did before. This talks about the average life expectancy of a dog. I totally made this up, 12 years standard deviation 2, but it should make sense for you. And then the last one talks about the average height of women is 65 inches. That is information I pulled off of a valid website, standard deviation 3.5 inches. So 65 inches is 5 feet 5. That's 5 feet 5 inches. Sorry about this 97 there. Looks like somehow that crept in. That should be a 95. Sorry for that typo. But then you can answer those questions from there. Okay. So thanks for joining. Hopefully it makes sense. Please reach out to me if you have any questions.